A lot of people ask me like how do I know about this stuff? So I want to make a video telling you how I ended up here and what kind of training and schooling I have. I got lucky doing this. I didn't know what I wanted to be. My parents had the Florida prepaid college plan. I tried doing like liberal arts and dropped out. Said, screw this is way too boring. And I was like delivering pizzas. I was like an assistant manager at a restaurant in Boca, and I delivered pizzas. I wasn't making any money. Didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. My mom actually was like, listen, you got to do something with your life. I'm signing you up for a trade school. What do you want to do? And I chose electrical. I always used to take my toys apart when I was younger and mess with the wiring. I was like, let me do electrical. Cool, got really into it, was dead set on becoming an electrician, getting my journeyman's, master's, having my own business. That was the goal. So I do a 4-year electrical apprenticeship program where I had to have 8 or more thousand hours of documented on-the-job electrical training. And I completed that. And while I was in school, completing that, going into our second year, they forced us to get a job. And so I literally was kind of like dilly-dallying in there, and I was just like, all right, well, go on Google, typed in, I was in Boca at the time. I could go electrical company in Boca, search, click the first link. It's a company in Delray. I do the contact us page. I write them an email, hey, I'm an apprenticeship, an electrical apprentice. I would like to be sponsored by you and work for your company. Emails me back, owner, he's like, oh, I'm building my house right now and my electricians could use a helper. You know, I'll need you for 3, 4, 5 months. You know, that's cool and all, but I needed a full-time job. So I said that. I said, listen, that's cool, but I need to have a full-time job. And he said, well, listen, let's wire my house. I'll pay you, you know, you'll get some good training. And then when we're done, I'll bring you over to my company. I didn't even know what company he had. I was just like, okay. He had a generator company. So at the beginning, I was doing the electrical part, installing the generators, digging and running the pipe for the power feeders, going to the gen, to the panel, the transfer switch, hanging the transfer switch, mounting it, installing and doing all of that. Okay. I'm a complete noob. I've never done this ever. I'm a helper. Cool. Well, I keep learning, and I'm able to talk to customers, and I'm learning. They trained me to do startups, hooking up the start wires, the control wires, programming the controller for natural gas or propane, you know, doing all of that, starting it up, walking the customers through the whole process of powering the house, how to test it, yada, yada. Cool. Well, at that point, I became the highest rated employee at the company. Customers were calling saying, I want Brian to do my startups, or I don't want any of y'all to come. Seriously. The owner tried to get people to beat me by offering like a $50 or $100 month gift card to whoever had the highest reviews. I had it the whole year and almost 2 years after that straight. No one beat me. Anyways, they send me to Generac school. Got my certification for Generac, air-cooled. Start learning a lot about generators. They cross-train me. I'm doing installs. electrician, basically, is what my title is. And they cross-train me to do the oil changes and maintenance on the generators. So I'm learning how to change the oil, coolant, all of that. Then they start sending me out to service calls. Oh, the generator's not turning on. Go figure it out, I made a ton of mistakes, not costly mistakes, but I didn't know what to look for. I was a noob. So I finally get out of my comfort zone. I start learning. Awesome. Start doing better. And they're having me do installs, and then on the way home or going somewhere, they're like, hey, stop at this one, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I have my Generac certification. And I was the highest level. I was one of the highest levels, but I was getting paid the lowest amount because I had started as a helper. And so that really upset me. They gave me like a $2 raise. I was at like $14 an hour. They gave me a $2 raise, but I found out that they're hiring newbies that don't do as much as me for like 20. And so they gave me $2 raise to 16. I said, screw that. And I loved this job so much. The generators I started straying away from electrical. I wasn't doing the installs anymore. I was only doing oil changes, troubleshooting, battery swap outs, all of that, okay? At a residential level. So not big generators. I started becoming, I wasn't really good at that point, but so I was so involved and dedicated and loved generators, learning. I'm still learning every day. I created a Facebook group called Generator Manual Files /support. And it is for other technicians to upload any files that they have, manuals, installs, troubleshooting guides, in that group so that we all can share them, right? So now I have 3,500, 3,600 technicians, generator technicians throughout the whole United States. I have the largest group for manuals in the whole US for generator techs. 35 or 3,600 technicians as of right now. And so, because I started that group, a lot of the technicians in the group have a lot of respect for me, and they liked what I did. They like how I am so active in everything and trying to help people. And so I learned a lot from them. I still do. The group is active. We've got like 60, 70 posts every month. And so that taught me a lot. I go to the next company. They get me Taylor certified, which is John Deere and Perkins. Then I got voltage regulating certifications with AVK Stanford and New Age. I got fire pump trained with Clark, which is used in every single building for the sprinkler system. The fire sprinkler systems are only powered by a pump, and that's what I work on and have worked on. And so I got that certification, forklift certification, OSHA 10 certified, OSHA 30 certified for safety. CAD weld, called welding. I'm EXA certified. I took and passed the 200 question, like electrical generator, something association. I don't know. It's hard to do. And so I have that. I have a lot of experience and certifications. I'm also a very hard worker, and any company that I worked at, I made sure that when I worked with one of the best technicians that I did everything he needed me to do and more, so that he enjoyed working with me, so that I could work with him and learn more and ask questions. I asked a ton of questions. I asked a ton of questions because when I'm interested and love something and I want to know about it, I want to know from the littlest piece of sand to the biggest point on the sand castle. I want to know everything. I want to know how this happened, why it happened, where, how, who, when. And I have a really good foundation of knowledge. And that allows me to answer every and any question you guys might bring up, which lawnmower shops are not able to do, okay? And they're not going to be able to troubleshoot electrically at all. So I've got a ton of training. I've got 8,000 hours of on-the-job electrical panel swap outs, replacing transfer switches, troubleshooting lighting, hanging ceiling fans, everything. And I've got everything on the generator side. Installation, residential. I went from residential to commercial, and now I'm in industrial. I work at all of the hospitals, data centers, nursing homes, any critical life safety place. Communications, we need communications. If we lost communications during a war, we're screwed. We have generators at every communications building so that we don't lose communications, okay? So I'm doing the most important systems in the US. I'm working on huge generators. They're all diesel at this point. And I've mastered the small engine. So I've got a ton of experience, and I'm willing to share it with you. And I want you guys to be knowledgeable, and I want you guys to do things the right way. So, you have any questions, give me a call or email me, and I'll be sure to help you out. Bye.